You were excited. You said, I'm doing it.
I got to do it.
And I remember for you, the food wasn't that terrible. Getting those supplements right and just adding in a little tweak to the diet.
Marilyn had started going to see you, and she said, and when I shared that I was having trouble at that point, it was my feet were bothering me.
Right.
And Marilyn said, you should really go see Cara. I'm really feeling a lot of changes, a lot of positive changes health-wise, and you should really go see. I don't know if she can help you, but why don't you go see?
Yeah.
And she'll meet with you and talk with you about it free of charge first, and kind of just get a sense of whether that you think this might be for you. And that's what happened. And I came, and my foot pain that, I was told that I was going to have to wear those expensive orthotics for the rest of my life, and no more sandals and no more specific types of shoes.
I remember the sandals was a big deal.
It was a big deal. And you know what? I'm wearing sandals. So.
Yay!
And I didn't know if it would help, but I think, it was definitely the diet changes, just like you said, tweaks.
I think I started coming before Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Through Marilyn. And I was having a surgery, and I got myself a lot of anxiety over it.
Yeah.
And it was starting to escalate where I didn't have it under control, where I wasn't eating my normal good diet, which made it escalate even more. And then I decided to come see you and put me right back on track.
Yes.
And I did learn that my adrenals played a big part on how I was feeling. I just knew I had to do something.
Yes.
Because I wasn't doing anything good. I wasn't feeling better.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you feel now with the anxiety?
I feel good.
And how about changes with each other? Because all of you guys are friends, which I think is so unique and such a great example of how talking about our health and about things that we're doing that are positive for ourselves can impact somebody else's choices. And what changes did you guys see in each other that maybe you didn't see in yourself?
Well, I'll just say that Diane, I knew you were having a lot of anxiety, and I really felt like I didn't want to be pushy or anything, but I don't know, one day you just said, I think I'll go see Cara. And
it was like all else failed.
And
I gotta go.
You know what?
You must get a lot of those cases.
I saw it's time.
I saw an immediate change in Diane. Because when you told me you came here and you said it was your adrenals and that you gave her, it was like that. Right. I was so happy. And Claire, I saw changes, but they were like, it wasn't like an overnight change, but I did see changes, and I told you, and I saw beautiful changes in the way she looked. Remember, I'd say, Claire, you look so fabulous. You look wonderful.
It's a good reminder that you are what you eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because when you have certain different things going on, you tend to eat differently.
Right.
And you feel it.
Yes.
You feel it.
Yes. Definitely.
And it's like, oh, red light.
Diane and I, we've always over the years recommended different vitamins for she'll go, this is the hot, take oregano, or we're always tweak. But it's like to have somebody who's a professional instead of just playing around and guessing. Should I do this? Should I do that? It's like now we have somebody that that
we have the right formula.
Right.
Right.
And so it's, in a way, it's not even just wasting your money on stuff that you don't even know, what you're doing.
Or if you're taking too much of trying to figure it out instead of just...
We don't have to figure it out.
We don't have to.
All of you have been coming for a very long time. So can you share some of that journey through the years on how it's helped you?
I just think it's very important to continue to come.
Yeah.
Because if there's something going on and you feel a little off, you get right back on track.
I'll say that a big change for me. And I was coming here for really a few years, and you knew I was smoking, and you would, and I'll say this, you never nagged. But you would just say, well, try smoking half that amount. And I would try, and I'd come back, and I'd go, no.
Didn't do it.
Right. But I have to say, you never nagged, and I never felt like I was going to come here and have somebody like kind of get mad at me because I hadn't stopped yet. And
I think that's the problem, where people don't want to go to people that do nag you.
Right.
They'll continue to come. It's like, oh, just gonna have to hear that again.
Right.
So
right.
it's just all positive. It's
Right.
not negative.
That's great.
And then one day,
Yes.
just on my own, I actually Googled having, 4 or 5 cigarettes a day, and I was shocked. And I said, I'm stopping now. And I did, but I think it was probably because my health had gotten, but it was just like the next step to take. And I'm really, really, really glad that I did that. So.
Yeah. And you did it in your own time when you were
I
ready.
did, without anybody nagging me. It took me and it took me about 3 years to do it. So.
I just hoped if I kept on offering it enough times,
Mm-hmm.
And you did.
eventually.
And you did.
And you did.
Eventually it
You
worked.
did it.
I love that about you, that you're with us every step of the journey. You are there to help us. You're not judgmental. You're a mentor. You are kind. You're holistically there for us. I remember I was sick once with a cold. It wasn't anything major, and I think I asked you for help with some supplements or something to kind of nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
And I remember that you called me from the airport. You were traveling, and you said, just calling to check in on you. And I thought, I like my doctors, my regular doctors, and I don't mean to say anything disrespectful about the medical system, but it can't be there for us as individuals.
Yep.
So I really feel like you are there for us 100%.
And then speaking of that, I got COVID for the first and only time.
Yep.
And I immediately called Cara. What do I take? Tell me what to take. And she gave me a list. I ordered it, and I didn't have it that bad. And I believe it was the supplements I was taking.
Yeah.
I think it really, because I never had that awful fatigue that they talk about. I don't, I was tired, but I wasn't down and out.
Right.
Yeah. So whatever the concoction was really worked.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
those concoctions are what give your body the tools to help itself
Right.
and to fight off infection and get better on its own.
I'll tell my COVID story.
Okay, all right.
I had it, and it was, it was kind of mild. I mean, I just felt like I had the flu in a way. But then it's like, I just really was not feeling well, and I was sick of it. I said, well, I guess I'll call Kara.
I remember this.
I know, I called you, and you called me back,
Yeah.
which was nice, and it was a Friday. Remember, it was a Friday, and you said, you recommended calcium lactate, and you said, and you'll be better by Tuesday. I'm like, how can I get this stuff fast enough? And you said, well, I have it in my office. I was here like at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning. I bought it, and I actually felt better by Monday. But who says that? Who says you'll be better by Tuesday? And I was.
I would definitely pass on that. If you're going through something or something's not feeling right, there's no need to continue down that path. I would definitely see Cara. I mean, we are definitely happy to have you, for sure. I am.
Me too. And I think I think we all need little tweaks in our lives. People just, they start getting high blood pressure, or they get, and a lot of times things don't even seem like they're that bad. But if my thing is to nip it in the bud before it becomes, a terminal illness,
Yeah.
and but that you have to participate. I guess a lot of diets, it's like, I don't want to eat tofu, or I don't want to be a vegetarian really, or you've never really told us what to eat. In fact, you just said you could kind of just eat what you eat, but just I think the sugar is, lay off that and and eat your greens.
Eat the greens.
Eat the greens.
Yeah. And starting from where you are versus trying to change everything and make it completely different. Just start where you are and then make some tweaks as you go. It is such a joy and privilege to work with every one of you, and I love seeing it when you guys come into the office. You always make my day.
Well, we feel the same way.
Yes.
We're excited for our appointments.
I know.
If you had one tip to give somebody else that you've learned through this process, what would the one tip be?
I think nothing happens overnight.
Sure.
It takes time. And the sooner you start, the better off you'll be.
Good advice.
I guess my tip would be that you can nip problems in the bud by, starting with a good diet and supplements and,
The right supplements.
Pardon?
The right supplements.
Right. Being told what the right ones to do and having direction.
I think for me it was that when you said to me that there's always hope that if you eat right and you got a good diet and you can manage the anxiety, that you don't have to plan that you're going to have symptoms that I was worried about Alzheimer's. Someone in the family had Alzheimer's. And you said, you can change the course, the trajectory of your health.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
that's really meaningful.
Yes.
I think that gives people hope that they can see changes, even if they've been to 100 practitioners and haven't found the help they need, that they can find it here.
With Diane and Claire, you knew I was coming, but I never really, pushed it on you. or
No,
anything.
no.
I
Yeah,
didn't
you're not
push-
pushing.
I know, and it made me
We
happy
just saw the
that
great
you-
strides you were
saw
making.
something.
Results.
I
Yeah.
know, I think they,
Yeah.
I'm going,
Yeah.
they must have seen something,